Hey everybody, let's talk about fatigue and being tired. I sometimes enjoy watching reality television, though you usually can't expect much from the bargain basement television. Any show that follows people living together over extended periods will eventually capture the participants in some heated spat. These moments are always captured as these shows, who are documenting otherwise mundane times of people's lives, these moments actually are interesting. And oftentimes these moments become the lens through which the rest of the show's narrative is focused on for the remainder of the season. This may be even if the actual parties involved have forgotten about the whole thing. It's worth examining why these moments are considered compelling. I would contend that they are compelling because they might be some of the most genuinely human experiences that we see on these very contrived shows. I imagine all of us have had moments when our tempers and frustrations get the better of us. We erupt in some ill-advised aggression or mean comments, and these moments when we lose control impact our interactions for weeks, months, and years to come, in our families, in our workplaces, wherever. The stakes of losing control are very high. Now, what I would argue is that there's a 3-year-old in each of us. I'm currently raising a 3-year-old, and this is a tricky stage where the little one quickly moves back and forth between joy and anger, between exuberance and fury. A parent quickly learns what situations are likely to precipitate between our interactions. Ice cream usually brings joy, and nap time usually brings anger. But these rules are not universal. Each child is different in what pushes his or her buttons. And as we grow and mature, we know that lashing out whenever we are annoyed or upset is usually counterproductive. We build defenses around our inner 3-year-old, and that keeps him or her penned in and held together, held at bay when encountering these dangerous situations. Over the years, most of us become quite proficient at keeping our 3-year-old in check. That is, until we get tired. We are all different. We are all born with different preferences and ways of interacting. Those differences are usually a source of creativity and work to help us churn through ideas and look at things from different perspectives. There's an enormous benefit to these. However, those same differences are also irritants. We spend most of our adolescence developing defenses, coping mechanisms for the ways to interact that don't come naturally to us. We need to be able to function using these other strategies because we live in a social world where we must work with those who are very different than us in many ways. These are coping mechanisms at work. Now, our internal defenses require energy and discipline to maintain because they're not natural to us. Both are in short supply when we are in the grips of fatigue. It is when we get tired that the 3-year-old breaks out of the box and is revealed to others. People lose tempers, they make bitter comments, often make profanity-laced tirades, or they resort to other counterproductive attitudes and behaviors. Sometimes they resort to violence. It's when fatigue sets in the parts of ourselves that we don't want others to see are exposed. when we're tired, we don't feel like working. Instead of using the coping mechanisms to help promote positive social interactions, we double down on our natural preferences, which only adds to more irritation in our social situations. Forsaking compromise, our inner 3-year-old is ready to break free. It's at this time and in this state that our inner 3-year-old escapes and is on the loose, that we do some very stupid things. When more than one person is has their inner 3-year-old on the loose, forget it, because there's a high probability that something as bad is going to happen when these people come together. So knowing that when people are tired is when the 3-year-old comes out, we have to find a way to operationalize ways to fight this from becoming a detriment to ourselves and to our teams. Judging individuals by their performance when they are at their worst is probably a poor measure of their real value to the team. So teams should have a mechanism that allows them to recognize when a teammate is in a really poor headspace and act accordingly. Hopefully there's a trusted friend or respected person who can tell us to go to bed or take a break or just to get out. However, this perspective is sometimes in short supply in our world of aggressive deadlines and demanding client requirements. Teams that are pushed to their limits need to be cognizant of the importance of managing individual and group energy. As a manager, you must try to give people the rest they need and reward those people who need less rest and those who proactively manage their own energy. Also, as a manager, you must recognize that you are susceptible to that 3-year-old jailbreak yourself. In your position, you need to govern your inner child even more than the others do, because you are in a position to do a great deal more damage to your team through your ability to lead. Always have a trusted deputy or confidant who will tell you when you need a break and will hold up a mirror to you when you need a truthful evaluation of your behavior. Finally, don't let the inner 3-year-old run your adult life. This is not a good idea for you or for the 3-year-old. Hope this has been helpful about how to keep that 3-year-old inside you in check, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.